Hey girl, hey, it's IFBB Wellness Pro Emily Smith
and NPC Wellness competitor Elisabeth Sundin. Welcome back to the
Wellness Girly Gang podcast.
In today's episode, we are very blessed to have Ms. Kenzie Vance as one of our guests today. So Kenzie is a bodybuilder, wellness competitor, bodybuilding coach, and a social media influencer. So thank you so much for joining us today, Kenzie.
I'm excited to be here.
So I'll pass it on over to you. Tell us about yourself and how did you start getting into bodybuilding, coaching, and I want to get into your influencing.
Okay, this is a long one. So my just fitness journey in general just started by wanting to lose weight. I initially lost like 70 pounds during college just because I was sick of my own shit and I was sick of just constantly dieting and doing crash diets. So it started there, but I had a friend whose boyfriend was really into bodybuilding. And at the time, I was like, that's stupid. Why would you want to look like that? But she had followed the female side of it. But back then, it was just bikini figure bodybuilding, I think. I think it was just at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And would follow them for inspiration. And then whatever, she kind of got me into fitness and stuff. And so I'd start going to pop-up events with her. And then I would follow the girls that she did. And then from there, it was kind of just, I call it a slow burn, just in the sense of there was not a, I want to do that. It was a, oh, it's so cool that you can get all of that done. I can at least go to the gym today. I would follow girls in prep and it was kind of my motivation. You're doing so much. I can do the bare minimum. And then this was over a 4-year time period that I'm getting into the gym. I loved lifting. And then, I don't know, one day I was just kind of like, I could do that. But I told myself that I couldn't get a coach until, can I swear on here or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Until my like maybe fuck yes. I'm like,
I love it. Yes.
And then once it turned into a fuck yes, I reached out to my coach who I still work with today. And during that time, when I started working with my coach, I started posting just more of my, just really my journey. I was never really, this is how you're going to do this type of person until I got a following and people asked. I was just kind of sharing my workouts, what I was eating, and like things with my coach. And then from there, we can really get into it if you want. You want to get the social media aspect? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I
The
started
girlies want to know.
Okay, here's the full story. January 1st of 2021 is when I started working with my coach. At that time, I was working in marketing. I would have been less than a year post-grad, which we can get into the school part and how I got here too with that. So whatever, we started in January. February, I woke up one morning from an email and I just looked at it and was like, you know what? I don't get paid enough for this shit. You are never going to be happy if you do not make this fitness thing a reality. I just kind of woke up and had this, oh, you're never going to be happy moment. So then I immediately applied to a gym, the closest gym. They called me 3 hours later. I had an interview the next morning. I started working front desk for like 3 days. And then they started training me to be a trainer while I got my CPT. And then, thank you. And then it was just kind of what happened really quick from that point. Given I was not being paid a lot, because I have a lot of people ask me, oh, how'd you quit your 9 to 5? I was 22, was honestly getting paid absolutely nothing. I should have worked at McDonald's at that point. So it wasn't like I had a lot of risks at the time. So, so that's how I got into social media. Happened in that time too. So I got into personal training. And then I posted a video just randomly. I've lost 70 pounds. Here's my before and after. These are 5 things that people don't tell you about losing weight. And the last thing I said, the 5th thing I said was, losing weight will not make you happy. And so when you say something like that, either people are really, they agree or they hate what you just said. So it got 100,000 views overnight. And I woke up the next morning to 20,000 new TikTok followers. And
my God.
yeah. And I will say my video that went viral, it was convenient because it wasn't just funny. I didn't just look good in it. It showed people she knows how to lose weight. So then people asked questions and then I made videos from that and so on and so on and so on. And then I was just consistent with content and my TikTok is really what put me on the map. Don't ask me about Instagram growth.
Okay. So can you go into, for the millennials out there, your degree is in social media
marketing. Yes.
Yeah.
So we can go into
just wild to me.
Okay, so I actually found my school through social media if you really want to go back. So I used to be into makeup. I wanted to be a working makeup artist. That was my thing. But I also always liked marketing. And this was the one school that had a business side of makeup. It wasn't teaching you how to do it, but like Basically, I wanted to work for a beauty brand, but on the corporate side. And so I found this school. It was the only school that existed. I applied my junior year of high school. I was going to this school, no questions asked. My first semester, I had a breakdown because I'm like, what if I don't want to do this? It's a lot of money for a very specific degree. But if I work in social media, you can work in literally any industry that exists. So then I switched to social media marketing. And then once I got into it, I realized that that's kind of what I wanted to do at the end of the day. I need it anyways, you know? And yeah, so I got my 4-year degree in social media marketing. They've now changed the name to digital marketing just because they said it sounds better. But my school actually doesn't exist anymore. So my running joke is always, God, I'm an influencer because like, because I went
Because
there.
they can't background check that, right? It's like,
literally. Year we went to LA and I go to show my boyfriend. I'm like, oh, look at my college. I'm like, take a picture of me. I'm like, where's the sign? The sign is gone. And then the security guard told me that ASU bought them out.
Oh, okay.
So that's
Okay.
how it is.
yeah, I align with your journey, honestly. I went to JMU for marketing, essentially. And then I could not do the math side of things. Like, that was just not me. I was the creative side, and I didn't realize that they had a more creative route at JMU. So they have the School of Media Arts and Design, and they had an advertising route. They had a corporate communications route that was you learn social media. But I graduated back in 2010. So that was when social media was just starting to kick off. So it's just really cool to see people making that a profession. I know some people joke about it, but I was like the early stages of Instagram, you know, posting, here's my food. yeah. Fitfluencer. Yep. Fitstagram.
Funny because it's when I got into that degree, I don't think I knew how much I already liked it. When I look back at it, I'm like, why did you have a MySpace when you were 9? I didn't need that. I was always on the computer doing something. So I'm like, I guess it worked out. But
well, but also it's, I think we're taught that some of these jobs aren't real jobs. They won't make us money. Like you said, I mean, personal training. I mean, I am a personal trainer as well. And the beginning grind sucks. You don't make a lot of money. People don't know who you are. You have to work for it. Luckily, you've grown your name so well that I'm sure people are just knocking at your door and you've got a, wait list.
It's like,
yeah, it's hard.
Clients and stuff. I will tell you, conveniently, I started posting about online coaching at the same time I started to get a following. It just all happened. It did happen at the same time for me when I just got out of marketing, got into personal training. But yeah.
Well, and being in marketing, it's really nice to be an online coach too, because you know how to market yourself, right? As you know how to market products, you're the product. You can just market yourself and be able to relate to other people. You just have a really good way of relating to other people.
I guess you're kind of a teacher because you have to teach your clients how to eat a meal plan, how to train. So do you categorize yourself as a good teacher, like a patient person teaching your clients or athletes?
I would say I am. I think my strength is I'm able to make information digestible. Like I see it on social media all the time. You can be the smartest person in the world, but if you can, because I do both competitors and lifestyle clients, if you cannot give that information in a way where it's manageable to a lifestyle client, it doesn't matter if you're the smartest person in the room if they don't know how to use it. You know? And I think just I've been through it myself. I don't know. I think a lot of times people hire a coach and they think, oh, they've never fallen off plan. They've never fallen off their meal plan. They're never sure their workouts are always perfect. And I think just having that experience and being like, hey, girl, we all go through this, figuring out what did we do in the past that didn't work and how are we going to make it work this time?
How is it different for your teaching your lifestyle clients, athletes versus your competitive athletes?
Honestly, I expect a lot out of my lifestyle clients. You do get more balance. Lifestyle clients, they are typically people you need to teach more about habits. A lot of the competitors I get, for the most part, are people that know how to follow a meal plan, know how to track macros. They've been in the gym. They've probably been coached before in some context. Whereas lifestyle, I always bring up this little story. I had one girl, whatever. She went to the movie theater and she got in line to get popcorn and then got out because she realized I was just in line because every single time I go to the movie theater, I get popcorn, but I didn't actually want it. Little things like that and unlearning stuff you've taught yourself or you've been taught your entire life. Oh, just like, I don't know. It's like little still habit things like that because so many people, you'll see it even on my TikTok comments. Like, oh, you're so much better than me. I could never say no. If somebody had crumble and I couldn't eat it, oh no, I'd cave. Stop telling yourself that you can't do it because if you tell yourself that, you're not going to be able to do it. You know?
No, I know. I mean, especially like if you carry us, the three of us being competitors, when you carry Tupperware food around, people always ask, why are you doing that? I can never do that. You can do it. You just choose not to. Like you said, it's just a habit. It's a habit that you create.
You're a lot more powerful than I think people give themselves credit for. Like if you tell yourself that you suck a million times, you're going to suck.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah, just manifesting that, speaking it into existence, is really powerful. Yeah, and I think a lot of people just think, again, I can't, or she's better because it's easier for her. No, girl, everything's hard. We choose our hard, and I mean, changing your lifestyle and losing weight is hard. Growing muscle is hard. I mean, this is not easy.
I even, so my clients, like, whatever, they'll tag me, I repost them. I get more DM responses about my lifestyle clients than I ever do competitors. Like, people are very impressed by normal people doing it because people look at competitors and they think, well, they're already skinny or whatever. They already lost weight. It doesn't matter. People are much more impressed by just regular people doing this.
Yeah, I love seeing the transformation photos before and after, like before even working with a coach to current lifestyle or prep, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, I
No,
mean, you're only as strong as what you put in your mind, right? So,
Yeah. All right, let's dive into your like competitive journey because you have been competing this year.
mhm,
You took some time off
I
and
did.
you won an overall
I did.
and then you did a national show. So let's dive into that. How you feeling?
Okay. So the first time I competed was in 2022. I did 3 shows in 10 days. If it is your first season, don't do that.
Wow.
what?
No.
Is that even possible?
I did a regional show on a Saturday, the next week the Saturday, and then the Amateur Olympia on a Wednesday. So I did, some people, I don't know. Some people will say that they're not a national show. I technically did a national show then, but we didn't prep for that show. I was going to the Olympia with Dark Sport anyways, so I was going to be there, and I didn't want to be in the crowd being lean, thinking like, damn, I wish I was on stage. It wasn't because I knew I was going to be competitive by any means. So this season, I didn't share. So I guess it's been what 2.5 years between my 2 preps. I didn't share my how many weeks out I was. It was the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah, girl, it's no one else's business but yours.
Honestly, next time I prep, I might not even say I'm in prep. It might just be a figure out how lean I am.
That's what my coach does. She won't say a word. She'll still be posting on social media, and then all of a sudden, boom, you see on her story in her post, like, oh, I did a show.
Yeah.
She does that intentionally because some people do check social media to see what shows other people are doing, and she didn't want that.
Going into this season was the first one where like, okay, we're prepping for a national show. Like, Junior Nats was the goal the entire time. We just started. I didn't know what regional show I was going to do at all. It was just kind of like, we'll see where we show up. This prep went so much better. It's one of those things where I knew going into nationals, keep in mind, I didn't think this is a pro card season for me. I tell people all the time, I'm not delusional. Yes, I got a lot bigger and my glutes aren't as small compared to the rest of my body as they once were, but they're still small. I knew that going into this, like, I wasn't thinking it was a pro card season. So how my prep went protocol wise, it didn't really matter what happened at nationals for me because the most food, the least amount of cardio I've ever done,
Love
least amount
that.
of PEDs. It was literally textbook perfection.
I love
And
that.
so I honestly decided to call my season. We were thinking about doing Universe 2, but honestly, 4 weeks out from Junior Nats, I knew I was done after Junior Nats just because I was more excited about the thought of reversing than I was about doing another show. And at that point, I was like, what? I can do another show for you to tell me the same shit. So
Yeah.
let's call it, let's grow. And my next show, we have it kind of planned. I'm not going to share it yet, of course,
Don't
but
share it. Don't share it.
it won't be less because everybody's like, oh, is it going to be another 3-year off season? It won't be that long again, hopefully. But
That's very mature of you to realize, hey, I'm done competing for 2025. Your body in your mind, I don't know which one hit the wall first, but you knew when to call it quits instead of just running the gambit, instead of doing show after show.
to be honest, I don't know how people do that. I do not know.
Yeah.
Expensive.
It's expensive.
I
Yeah.
Do you have more hormones?
No, like, and me and my boyfriend were prepping at the same time. No, we both needed to be done. Mm-mm. But no, I genuinely, because I respect those girls that are like, I'm doing every national show until I turn pro. No,
No.
I'm too tired.
Yeah. I mean, there is a point where it's just like, yeah, you know where you need to grow. And for wellness, I mean, it's very clear. If you don't have the size, you're not gonna obtain the pro card. You're young too. You can't do the master shows, and you still have so much time to grow to being young. So,
See, thank you.
girl.
Because in the influencer world, I'm old, so that makes me feel good.
You're young to us.
But no, I don't know. I think people forget it's, yeah, you want the pro card, but people get so focused on it where it's like, could you be competitive in the pro league right now? So why does it matter if you get a card? I guess that's just how I see it. If I can't step on a pro stage and be competitive and in the mix, don't give me a pro card. I'm not ready for it.
Yeah, it's also a mindset too. You cannot be a pro and still have a pro mindset, checking all the boxes, understanding that you are going to push it in the gym, just getting all the things done that a pro does. Just because you don't have that card doesn't mean that you can't still act like live your life as if you are a pro, hitting all those boxes.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. And also, congratulations to your boyfriend for obtaining his pro card.
Oh,
No, but
Also,
even,
how was it?
sorry,
Go
what?
ahead.
No, even he says when people ask, how does it feel? He's like, nothing's changed. I still do the same shit every day. My actions haven't changed.
That's when I won my pro card last year. Same thing. I was like, nothing's different. I'm just a pro now. And I manifested that and I worked towards that. And so it was earned, right? Like, so to him is like, yeah, I mean, I earned that shit. And now we just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is it prepping with your significant other?
There's so many. I have so much to say about this. We have both agreed that
Whatever
we
you
want to do it again.
Yeah.
again.
That we don't want to do it again. It wasn't bad. We are both so grateful that we both got to win overalls together at the same show. Come on, that's so cute. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that
I
we
love
got to
that.
have those days together, those memories are so worth it. And being able just to have somebody that's also going through it. What I will say is hard is in any relationship, it's not always 50-50, right? Some days somebody has 20, the other person's got to have 80. And prep, sometimes the other person doesn't have that 80 to give you. So it's not like it was bad, but we were both like, yeah, we should, if we can plan it to not be like this, we should maybe not. It's just, I don't know. It's just the energy. And if you've been through prep, you're always going to get it. It's not the food. It's like, yes, you want more food, but it's the energy you get from the food. It's like how dead you feel.
Right.
Yeah.
So like at the end of the day, you know what I'm talking about? But yeah, no, it was good. We're both happy we did it. And I'm glad that we have that experience together. Do I want to do every single prep together again? No, I think it would be better for us if we did it separately. But
At least you still want to be together too.
yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I'm like, I'm going to kill you today. I love you, but I'm going to kill you today. But no. When I look at the experience as a whole, 90% of me is like, yes, it was the best idea ever to prep together. The other 10% is like, maybe we should not.
You've learned from it.
But no, it was so fun to have all of our friends in the Airbnb and just like both of our families meeting for the first time at our national show and just have everyone there together.
I love that.
So that was the fun part of us both doing it,
Yeah, the memories made is more important than, all of that. I mean, yeah, all the behind the scenes, the just grumpiness and just, I mean, honestly, just not being able to think. I'm like, I can think about the food that I have to eat and the training and what else I have posing, my mental capacity, just like, I don't have the mental capacity. So it's just a lot harder to be like, oh, I love you. I want to be lovey-dovey kind of thing. It's harder to do that.
No, it's you're not here. I'm a shell of the human at a point.
Yeah.
You know how as you get closer to show day, there's just crazy things that accidentally happen. For example, putting body wash in your hair instead of shampoo or conditioner. Did you and your boyfriend do you have any crazy things that either of you did, especially since both of you were in prep at the same time, competing for the same shows?
Only keep in mind, okay, so I didn't make him, but like he prepped in like 8 weeks total for both.
No,
Okay. I didn't make it, but
I was like, I told his coach, I was like, so what if he does my regional show? And he's like, now? And I was like, yeah, you can do it.
make it.
But honestly, like other than just like the multiple times, like my Nespresso machine, I just don't put a cup under it. Like I've done that multiple times. But honestly, I feel it was so prep brain that I don't even remember them. I just feel like I forget things. If I don't have everything on a list, I'm screwed. The littlest things, texting somebody back. If I don't write that down, no, I'm done.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, girl, I'm a huge lister too. The notes in your iPhone,
Yeah.
it's always going.
Notes app, or even the reminders app. I've got so many lists. I have my grocery list. I have my packing list. I got my
No,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Literally everything down. Otherwise, I could not function.
I know.
Well, let's get into the mental, emotional side of this journey in this sport and being a competitor. Maybe talk about how you navigate mental pressures associated with focusing on your physique, body image.
Honestly, I talk about this a lot. If you watch my last YouTube video, I was crashing out. Post-show crash out for sure. I've learned a lot since my first prep. My first prep was what I would kind of consider the height of my social media following. And it's me and a couple of my friends. I have competitors that follow me for sure, but a lot of people that follow me, I was like their introduction to bodybuilding. So I'm the only bodybuilder they know. Like my first prepper, people were commenting saying that I look better than Francielli, which is not true. So with that, right, you get those positive comments, but a lot of expectations put on you. So my first prep, it was, if you don't turn pro, everyone's going to hate you. And it's like, oh, this is my like first show, actually. I can't even turn pro at a regional show.
Yeah, it's not possible. And I don't get paid.
Yeah, literally. And so after my first show, I did have a very hard first prep. I just did. And a big part of my post show fuck up is what I'll call it, is I resented the internet a lot. I didn't want to post. I hated it. And even the good and the bad. I'm not somebody where like all of the positive comments get to my head. Because to be honest, if I don't think it, like it does not matter what anyone else says. Like you can tell me something a million times, but if I don't think it, no, like doesn't matter to me. This prep, not sharing how many weeks out I was and just not sharing as many details. I don't know. I feel like your first prep, everybody wants to just like share everything, and because you get views for anything. If you are in prep, that's like an automatic extra 5,000 views that you wouldn't get before. So everything ends up being content, and that's what people tell you. Like everything is content, which is true, but I think a lot of times, just the way I position myself on social media, I kind of put myself in this position of, oh, well, if it helps one or two people, it's worth it. If it helps one or two people, but it ruins your own mental health, it's not worth it at all. And that is something that I've had to learn a lot. Because just, I don't know, I've put myself in that position in a lot of ways on social media. And I used to have that mentality that helps one person, it's worth it. Now, if I don't want to post something, even as something as simple as my post show check-ins, right? Yes, I could show people the reality of, yeah, you don't stay this lean. But if it is going to cause me mental distress that day because I don't like those photos of myself and they're on my Instagram story, I'm not going to do that shit anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Like that.
So it's been
boundaries.
Yeah, for me, it's been about learning more so how to navigate it with social media. I don't feel pressure when it comes to like winning or my physique, like with my coach or my friends or my boyfriend. No one in my real life. I don't
Your
know.
real life.
Literally my real life. Yeah, like people that I, like that I
The
see.
people that matter.
Yeah. But my first prep, it like really got to me because I think I had this mentality of like, need to put out as much content as possible because you have this short amount of time that people are going to like you and you need to monetize on it because it's your job. And then I realized that the people that actually fuck with me no matter if I'm in prep or not. So
Yep.
That does bother me. When you're in prep, obviously you're lean, you're shredded, you look fabulous, everything's popping. And do you notice that there's more people liking the prep photos than the off-season photos?
So I have an interesting following, like in the sense of not to be like, I'm not like other girls, but my following is really like me. So I kind of get more hate during prep. I get more views for sure, but I get more, I would say off season, I get hate from men, in season from women, like bad. It's just like, oh, you looked better before. It's just, honestly, it's usually middle-aged women hating shit on my page during prep.
Yeah.
But I also, this prep, I know what I know what's supposed to get views. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not posting my prep grocery haul. I'm not posting the majority of my meals because it just attracts the whole bodybuilding is an eating disorder crowd. And I just don't have the time for them anymore, to be honest.
Yeah. No, it sounds
Yeah.
like you've really matured, girl, just hearing your journey. And I'm very proud of you because like, you're real, like you said, your real life people, the people who are actually in your inner circle love you no matter what you look like.
Yeah. And it's like the thing is that I've had to realize too, and a lot of it is support. A lot of the pressure that I felt in the past is support from people online. At the end of the day, people are going to talk shit about me on Reddit, whether I lose or win the Olympia. It literally doesn't matter. And so I just kind of got to the point where I'm like, you need to remember why you started bodybuilding. Because if I'm going to be honest with you, if I could choose a world where I have a following and got to bodybuild or didn't, I would pick not having one. Because sometimes for a while there, it took the enjoyment out of it, like for me. Because it constantly felt like I was like trying to prove that I don't know, because I'm always putting this, you're not a bodybuilding, you're an influencer. You're one or the other. You can't possibly have multiple hobbies. Yeah. That's my own take on that. So I've gotten better with it, but it's not something that I'm perfect at navigating by any means. It does get to me at a point, but when that happens, I honestly just have to get off the internet and just be with the people who are in my real life.
And bodybuilding isn't who you are. A coach is not who you are. What you are is a girlfriend, a daughter, all the things that you provide to other people in your life. So it sounds like you've really matured. I'm very proud of you.
I love that.
Like, how do you juggle it all? I mean, very, very raw answer.
I'm sorry. I can't even lie. Like, because I get that question a lot. Like, I do. How do you do it all? I really don't. I do not. Bodybuilding is a priority for me. So, like,
right.
when it comes to being an actual adult, I don't know. I think understanding my schedule helps a lot. Like in prep, I tell my clients my schedule has changed. At some points throughout the year, you get a response from me right away in the morning. Other times it's going to be at 3. Other times it's going to be at 7. Like my schedule changes is like, I don't know. I'm very much in tune with like my energy, and not in like a woo woo way, but like my like literal energy in the sense of like, okay, this is when I'm the most productive, and like changing my schedule throughout the year based off of like what works for me. That and honestly hiring people that know more than me. It's not just me. I would be lying my ass off if I sat here and was like, oh yeah, I just do it all and I do it perfectly.
I'm sure younger people who understand the social media more. Of course, you understand social media, but it helps to have younger kids who grew up with the social media more to help.
Just people on the finance side, finally people to edit, stuff like that. I don't know. There was so much more behind the scenes with the influencing thing than I ever thought. I was not prepared for any of it.
I know, girl. Okay, can we dive into your training? So what is your training split? What was your training split like when you were in prep, and what is it now that you're in your reverse?
So I am still running the same split. My split changed 4 weeks into prep, and I think I was still running 3 leg days. 3 leg days. I think I had 1 light upper pump day, basically just throw some 5-pound weights around. And then it was 2 days on, 1 day off, no upper for the majority of prep. So just 2 lower days. And then my training changes a lot in the sense of like what's happening. 5 weeks out from nationals, because I was not training quads for a year plus, like at all, because my feedback was basically make your backside match your front, and my quads just they grow without doing anything to them. It's not that hard for me to maintain. It's the one thing I have.
I'll take that.
So then I was doing 2 days on, 1 day off that were just full lower body days, and we're still right now. And then my trainer said in a couple weeks that we'll go back to just glutes and hams.
Oh yeah, that's what we like. I feel like that, like without a doubt, majority wellness competitors, their feedback is more glutes and hams. Your quads are good. And the same for me, like my quads are good, glutes and hammies, please. So did you play sports growing up? Like, did you? Okay.
I was a dancer growing up. And so that's why I love posing. Performance aspect of it. I was not somebody, people say, oh, I want to see if I even like it first. Like if I want to see if I like be on stage. I knew there was no question. I knew that the stage part was going to be fun for me. But I always say everything that made me a bad dancer makes me a good bodybuilder. I hated my hamstrings when I was dancing growing up just because they were so big. I hated them and they were so huge. And now I'm like, oh, they're kind of cool,
Yeah.
I feel like that's the progression of wellness competitors, though. As we progress, the higher up we go, it seems like, all right, we need to grow mostly legs overall, and then sometimes we have upper body maybe twice a week, and then it goes, all right, 3 days leg day, 1 upper body, maybe we're adding another rest day because our legs can't handle it, so it's like 2 leg days. And then it goes up to mostly glutes because, I mean, at one point you can grow your legs so much and they still want more glutes. And that's still the feedback you're always going to get.
That back
So
pose,
we might as well just train glutes.
I don't care what they say, they will always want that back pose to be 90% glute. I don't care what else they say.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed.
And for those listening on the podcast, so the three of us, we all are majority training legs. We each just have one, if any, upper body day. For more novice, well, you were a dancer, so you had the upper body development already. Like you had shoulders and delts already developed. It's not like you did nothing and then all of a sudden.
Well, because I'll get that question too. Like, how did you, because every time I lean out, it's always, what's the shoulder routine? We got to know. I'm like, literally nothing. Because I trained them hard as fuck for so long. You could say I overtrained shoulders. That was my favorite thing. When I first started working out, how most girls, you're like, okay, I want to just abs and glutes. I had 3 shoulder days for no reason. Like, I had a rear delt day for no reason at all. I just loved it. I loved training shoulders. But I did that for 5 years before I stepped on stage. In between that phase, like I obviously changed my just I did when I first started, but I think people forget because even I'll have girls tell me too, oh, I don't want to do bikini. Like I don't want to have to train that way. Like if you saw how my bikini girls train, you wouldn't say that. It's because like they look at somebody with a physique that they might like look up to and they're like, well, that's what they do. That means that's what I have to do right now. When it's that's not always how they got there.
Exactly. Like you, just because you're saying right now you're not training your shoulders doesn't mean that you didn't train them in the past. Like you had to work up, you had to get your shoulders to the point that they are today. So for listeners who are wondering, oh, do I even need a shoulder day? Like ask your coach if you need a shoulder day.
And like it depends on your frame too. Like I'm just a very wide person. So my shoulders kind of like hit you in the face in my front pose, but in every other pose they're fine. And we were honestly concerned about my upper body. Like I was like hiding with my hair. And then I went to junior nats. I was like, oh, I'm fine. Like it looks normal in that lineup with everybody else. But
yeah, that's what we had to do with Elisabeth for her posing.
really?
I was like, girl, I'm like, why do you still have chest? I think you still had chest in your programming. We need to grow your lower body. We got to stop doing the upper body. And then, yeah, the hair trick of hiding the traps. Cause yeah, she's got some traps from the CrossFit days. So it depends on what you were training beforehand.
What is your cardio like now?
Oh, right now it's easy. Well, honestly, going into junior nats, my protocol was very easy. We like grew into that show. So I was only on 6x30 medium intensity, and I would just do the elliptical. And now it's 6x20, lifts, incline walking, easy.
Nice.
Feels like
we love
cardio,
it.
Honestly. It just feels like hitting my step goal. Because if I don't get that done, if I just sit in my house all day, I will not hit it.
I know, girl.
I was going to say, yeah. Do you like to use the walking pad when you're working, or is that too distracting for you?
So no, when I'm working, no, I can't do that. We just got one during prep because my boyfriend, him hitting his steps, that was like the biggest feat of the day, was hitting his 15K. So we got a walking pad. So I've started using it, but I can do it when I'm like, I voice to text a lot with my check-ins because I do them on WhatsApp. So I'll do that when I walk, but I haven't gotten the like desk with the walking pad situation. I don't know. This is supposed to be our whatever office area. I never come in here. I always work on my couch.
I find myself just working wherever I feel like, yeah, they have my office space and it helps me focus. But I think like you too, I have to go warm up my meal, or I have to go get my steps in, or have to let the dogs out or whatever. And so for me though, it helps my mind kind of break up different things. And I'm like, okay, now I'm going back to the check-ins.
I don't know. It just this feels so confined to me. I can't explain that. And that's why
you gotta be creative.
So when you were close to show day, Kenzie, how did you maintain the mental focus and overcome challenges during some of your intense training cycles, and being such a demanding nature during competition prep? How did you push yourself, even though some days you may not have even wanted to go to the gym?
Honestly, I would like to give you a long drawn out answer for this, but the reality is I just knew it could be worse. And I don't know why that drives me, but it does, because this prep was just a lot better. Where I didn't feel like brittle in the gym. Yes, I have my days and everything, but honestly, you're not supposed to say this. I gaslight myself. Okay, this could be worse. You could be on 20 carb right now and you're not. Boss up, figure it out. And then for me, it's really just my glutes, because it's always been my weak point. And for me in the gym, that's all it takes is think about your back pose for 2 seconds. Okay, hit this set now.
Yeah, you really,
Mhm.
it helps to envision when you're on the glute thrust mentally, and just envisioning big, juicy glutes when you're on the glute thrust or doing RDLs. Just like Emily always says, manifest it and it eventually will happen. So next time you hit the stage, girl, those will be some juicy glutes.
And I swear.
I always say, I'm like, my feedback is not going to be bigger glutes. As you got to say, my feedback is not going to be bigger glutes or whatever it is that you always get feedback
Yeah.
on, right? And that's what drives you. Yeah.
I feel like even now, I don't know if it's maturing in bodybuilding or whatnot, but I used to have so much deeper of a why all of the time. Whereas now it just kind of feels, no, this is just what I do and I want to get better. I don't know. Like I used to be way more in my head about those little things than I am now. Now I'm just kind of, all right, do you want to be the best? Fucking do it. To be honest.
Yeah,
Seriously.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is really just simple as that. It's just freaking buck up and do
Yeah.
it, man.
And I
Like,
think too, like you've done it because I always tell people too, like, am I ready to be in prep? How do I know? Do a cut that's not a prep. And it's, I don't know, you probably feel this way. Every time you cut, you're kind of humbled. It's like once you've done it so many times, you know that things could be worse. And I don't know, it's like the first time I was ever on 100 grams carb, right? Worst day of my life. Oh, I'm gonna die. Now, that is not shit. That's the easiest thing to me. But I don't know. So I just think over time too, that mental aspect of it just gets easier. Because it's kind of like once you know so many times, I don't know. Every time you think you can't get through it, guess what? You got through it and you can do it again.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's really good for other girls to hear and learn is that it does get easier, right? You get better. It's just like anything that you apply yourself to, and then it becomes routine
Yeah.
and you're not thinking about it at that point.
Even like I don't know, people are always shocked when I say that prep is easier than off season. Yes, it's hard to do more cardio, but you get to
Yeah.
see the results of what you've been working for the past 1, 2, 3 years every day, essentially. You get to slowly watch the body fat come off of you. You get leaner, like you get that satisfaction as the weeks go on. Whereas in off season, you don't get that instant gratification. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know you really don't. So what
Okay.
advice do you give, Kenzie, to your clients who are suffering from body dysmorphia? Because
Get offline, number one. Get your ass offline. And I have no problem muting people who make me feel some type of way about my body. Even, I'm going to be honest, post show, this has been a lot harder than even my last post show. After my first prep, I am your typical completely bomb my reverse, gained 40 pounds. Awful, right? Mentally, this prep has been harder. I've been protocol wise, I've been killing it. But just the comparison game of other competitors and, oh, you competed around the same time as me. What do you look like? I've talked mutuals what some people would consider friends of mine. Not even whatever, mute them. Just because I'm looking at you, you look great, but you make me get so in my head every single time I'm online. And I'm just not going to do that to myself. Starting with that, and then also understanding, I was just talking to one of my lifestyle clients literally this morning about this. And we went through body dysmorphia. She is somebody that I think she looks so bomb. Just for lifestyle, I'm like, girl, I want to look like you. When I see her checking photos, I'm like, you look so good. And she was in her head, and I told her, you're comparing yourself to competitors. You cannot compare you healthy, strong, just walking around to people who are 2 weeks out. And I think a lot of people end up doing that because you follow whatever. Like I mentioned before, my following is a lot of people who were introduced to bodybuilding through me. And so it's when you follow me and then you start to follow my other bodybuilding friends and then you're looking at pictures of them when they're in prep. That's not even comparable. And I think so many people do that, especially nowadays that bodybuilding feels more mainstream on social media than it did, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to go back to what you were saying about I'm having a brain fog, but I talked about this in a call with my team too about just muting people. If people are triggering you, then you have every right to mute them, unfollow them, block them, whatever you need to do. That's how you set a boundary for yourself. And because especially social media, I mean, it's just, and we're women. We're women. It's common for us to just compare ourselves to others and want what another girl has.
And what I think is good for people to know too, is I told the same client this, a lot of people who are influencers and have large followings are typically a genetic freak in some way, shape, or form. Either you stay lean as shit all of the time. You're super
Mhm.
strong. Like, I don't know, people that get viral videos, there's typically something about them that isn't normal. So when you're constantly comparing yourself to these people that are honestly not saying they don't work hard, but people that are just freaks, these girls that can have ab veins year round on almost pushing 4,000 calories.
I know,
What?
girl.
No, that will never be my reality. And I think people compare themselves in that way too a lot online. When it's like,
Mhm.
sometimes this sounds kind of messed up. Sometimes you're not that girl and it's okay.
Mhm.
That's what I've had to realize. I am not the girl that's going to have a six pack year round. For me to be healthy, have a period, and actually put on the size I need to in off season, it is not my journey, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. I wish,
Yeah.
but no.
So
Nope.
I don't know. I think
Nope.
sometimes I'll have clients get in their head about they feel like there's something wrong because they're in off season and their food isn't at 500 carb right now. Some people don't need that much food, and that's okay. Just because you
Mhm.
follow in line has to eat a ton to put on size, that doesn't mean that you have to. And honestly, it's kind of a flex that you don't have to.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously,
Yeah.
it's a lot of hard work, a lot of training, following your protocol, your meal plan. But lifestyle clients may not know or realize that competitors may not be enhanced. So maybe they have something helping them increase their
Yeah.
metabolism, look more veiny, the thinning of the skin. So that's
Mhm.
a whole nother can of worms that you have to try to explain to lifestyle clients. Like, of course, it is hard work and dedication, but a tiny little bit could be helping them a little bit more.
Exactly.
So,
Mhm.
treading
It's just the comparison game that kills us, honestly.
is.
Yeah. Well, how do you manage your online coaching, your social media, and your life people? I know we talked about like, how do you do it all, but like, how do you actually manage the balance between being all those?
So, okay, I'm with my boyfriend all the time. We live together. So that honestly just feels normal and natural. My female friendships are some of like I've said it multiple times, female friendship is the best thing that's ever happened to me. It is very important that I keep up with my relationships just
Mhm.
because I don't know. I've never really had a problem making female friends. I don't know, it's always just clicked and I have such good friends, but most of them I don't live by. So you do have to make the effort if you
Mhm.
want a friendship to continue. If you don't reach
Yeah.
out and they don't reach out, guess what? You're probably not really friends anymore. So making that priority, even my best friend from high school, we make dates for FaceTime because otherwise we're not going to go on FaceTime. It's not going to happen. So just
No.
making it a priority, like my client check-ins, I have them Monday through Friday. That has to get done every single day. If I put when I talked about my notes list, if it is on my notebook, it is getting done. So if I text whoever or whatever, send them this, it is getting done. It is on my notes list. So
I
yeah,
love how organized you are.
I'm not
Yeah.
even. No, I'm actually the most type B person on the planet. That is how I can function as an adult. Otherwise, things will no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meant to be working by yourself for yourself, girl.
No, the whole like
Yeah.
being an
Yeah.
adult part, no. I had to buy a new AC unit 2 weeks out. No. No, I'm
Adult.
selling
Mm-mm.
my condo right now. What? I'm just a girl. Well, I'm not supposed to be doing this. You do
Yeah.
this.
Elizabeth dealing with some HOA thing about her
Oh,
fence, some neighbor. Yeah, some dumb.
don't even
Yeah.
get me started on this whole HFA. Okay. Just a glance.
She's gonna get started.
Just a, I live in a neighborhood. I own a house. Okay. I am very adult. I still can't believe that I own
You are very
a
adult.
house.
Out of all of us, very adult.
I bought a house. Well, me and my husband, I could not buy this myself. We bought a house in a neighborhood that does not have an HOA, homeowner association. Yet we built a fence on our property and now we're dealing with the homeowner association, even though it's voluntary. Make that make sense, please.
Voluntary?
Voluntary. So why do I have to follow the rules when I'm not even paying into it? Girl, I'm livid. I am
No.
livid.
No, we are
Offense, Kenzie.
no,
So
I'm selling my place for that same reason because I cannot deal with like building management. Y'all have pissed me off too many times. I'm out. I'm done giving y'all my money.
I'm very proud of you. So are you going to move just somewhere down the street or?
Oh, I want to go back to renting. I'm done being a homeowner.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
I'm
over it.
very proud of you. Yeah.
Basically, plan is kind of like move to another apartment in the city, more like in like town Chicago, until I decide I want to have kids, and then eventually get a house and like move out of the city.
Do you live in Chicago?
Mhm.
Okay. This is my favorite gym
Oh,
ever.
we went
Quads. My husband and I go there. Like this past Easter, we went to Chicago just to go to the gym.
No, I love quads. I can't film there. So that's why I don't
I
have
know. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I'm
can't.
trying to convince them every day.
Old school.
I know. I'm like, come
Yeah.
on.
Rude.
But no, I love that.
That's so cute. I love that.
When you are not bodybuilding and coaching, what do you like to do for fun in your
Honestly,
spare time?
in my spare time. Okay, really, I am just simply such a girl. I like shopping. I like going to get coffee. I like going to new restaurants when I can. I'm a big
Yes.
I get the question all the time. Are you going to be a foodie, but you're a bodybuilder? It's a tough life. It really, really is. I don't know. Me and my boyfriend just kind of like to go to different like pop-up things just here in Chicago too. There's always, especially in the summer, there's always some like fest event pop-up of some sort. I don't know. I like to travel. Not that I really travel out of the country, but I travel a lot for work, and so I feel like my free time a lot of the time is just I don't know. I extend a lot of those trips too. 'Cause if you're gonna find me out here, I'm gonna stay. So
Yeah. Might as well. Yeah. All your dark sport
yeah,
photo shoots and meetups and stuff.
yeah. I think we have like one free weekend from now, next weekend until the rest of the summer is done. And then
Oh wow, girl. That's
honestly, until the end
exciting.
of September. So,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. Like bodybuilding is the main hobby for sure.
So I had a girlfriend mention to me that she wants to get into meal planning and lose weight. You know how like people always say they see you and they're like, whatever, love the girlfriend. But she made a comment that it is going to be more expensive for her to meal plan than it is to eat the way that she's eating, which is McDonald's, going to the grocery store. And I tried to explain to her it's actually financially cheaper to meal plan. So do you get that question a lot? I bet both of you get that question from your athletes.
I get that question, and to be honest, I bring them down to earth for a second because I think sometimes people forget. To me, like growing up, did you go to eat every single night?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
What?
saying? Sometimes I think people
No.
it's a luxury for you to be able to Uber eat
Mhm.
something every single day. That is a lot of money.
It is.
You know, just meal, we don't even have to talk about eating healthy and losing weight. Just in the sense of meal planning, that's a budgeting thing that you do that a lot of adults have to do for their families. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So when I get that question sometimes, that's where my brain immediately goes. Why are we, I don't know, given, yes, everybody does the like the luxuries that make you happy. And I am not I'm the first person to tell you, do whatever you want to do. I do not care what you do. But I don't know. I always go to there first and people tell me it's too expensive and planning out meals it is expensive for you to just on the fly decide what you want to eat in that given moment. And even like going back to growing up, not even just a money thing. I don't know. I grew up in a household that was like, you're going to eat what we have. And if you don't like it, that's kind of what it's going to be. I don't know. I feel like there's too much option for people where they're like, okay, well, I could go here, 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 here. I could go short. Not every meal you have has to be this beautiful masterpiece. Sometimes you just got to eat. So I would tell her, you're wrong. No.
I'm going to send her this podcast.
I would just straight up be like, that's so beyond far from the truth. No.
Well, it started to make my blood boil. And so then I sent her an audio message. I was like, all right, listen, this is what you do. And then I offered to take her grocery shopping. I offered to come over and like for meal prep, like buy a rice cooker, buy a crock pot, you know.
I'd be like, have you been in a grocery store ever? Have you ever been to one?
I know.
But I don't know. I think people think meal prep needs to be 6 days worth of chicken and rice and broccoli. And it doesn't have to be that. You can just simply plan to have these meals and you can make them as you go if you want. But I think people just get so into, well, I don't want to have to eat that 5 days from now. Like, you don't have to do that. I don't do that. I just prep my like main things, then I have them in my fridge. And when I run out of them, I make more.
Yeah, I think that's a huge thing. When we grew up, yeah, there was a luxury to go out to dinner or to order some food. Yeah, I was eating whatever mom had, and that's what we were eating. And yeah.
And then it's like when I became an adult and I was a freshman in college and I could just go where I wanted. Yes, of course, I'm going to go everywhere because I have that option. But guess what? I gained 20 pounds, so it didn't really work out well for me.
And you were probably broke,
Exactly.
like I was. Because I'm like, we ate out, and then where was my money? It's gone.
I know.
Plus, I need a new outfit to go out. So
yeah.
That part too. All right. So, what about our wellness girlies? What advice would you give a new wellness competitor or just competitor, female competitor in general?
Female competitor, wellness, I'll start with wellness. Don't get in your head too much about size. Yes, you need size, but I see so many girls nowadays who have really good shape and they have good size and they constantly think they're going to be outsized. I thought I was going to be outsized bad. I thought I was going to look like a shrimp. Are my glutes small? Yes. But was I outsized in total? No. Remember that wellness is about shape. It is a shape game. And I think a lot of people forget that. It is not just whoever has the biggest legs on stage. And I think a lot of girls just think that they won't be competitive because they are not a mass monster. And then just in general, learn to love the off season because that's bodybuilding. If you only like prep, this is not going to work out for you well long term. That's what I tell everybody. That it's called bodybuilding for a reason, not body gets smaller. And if you cannot spend more than 6 months out of a deficit, I fear that this is not for you. And that might sound harsh. I don't know. I think a lot of people get into bodybuilding because it is kind of popular right now. But if you don't actually like the building part, please go and just do something you actually like. Please, I'm begging you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like those would be the main two things. And just like have fun. Enjoy the process. I don't know. I talk a lot about off season just because that is when you're growing. That's where you're going to spend the majority of your time when you're bodybuilding. And I think a lot of people just assume they have to hate themselves because they're thicker or whatnot. But if you hate the off season, you're going to hate the majority of your life. So figure out how you are going to like enjoy the process when it comes to just like getting stronger and improving and finding the joy, like just the little joys, checking off your boxes and stuff like that. Just because at the end of the day, most of your time is not spent when you're 6 weeks out and then on stage. Like you're going to be in off season, you're going to be training and you're going to be checking off these boxes. And a lot of it is going to be during a time where nobody's going to be praising you for it, especially when you're new in your journey. People will give you shit about working out when you first start until you get the results. I always say that. People give you the respect once you have the results. But you're probably going to spend a lot of time acting like a bodybuilder, doing all the things you need to do without people in your outside world thinking that you're doing anything. And you do have to kind of be okay with that because a lot of it is going to be just kind of you versus you for a while. I do think you need to find your people and your support system, but just understand that you're not going to be getting the praise for being lean in the sparkly bikini the majority of the time. And I think a lot of people don't expect that, which I know kind of sounds like common sense, but I digress.
No, that was really good advice.
Thank you.
That was really good advice.
Has anything embarrassing happened to you while at the gym?
I mean, I pulled both my boobs out of my sports bra once. See,
By accident or intentionally?
by accident. And this was before I had implants, so they were my pecs that I had on my chest. But honestly, I am such like embarrassment is a state of mind person. If you watch my TikToks at all, I feel like it's very clear that I don't get embarrassed in the gym. I do whatever I want, whenever I want in the gym. But no, one time I was on just fucking around on a pole day for no reason. Do I need to do bicep curls? No, I'm doing them. And I'm doing bicep curls and I go to adjust my sports bra and I pull the whole thing up in front of the mirror. And I was like, oh.
And you were in front of the mirror, so
Like 6 p.m. I have a commercial gym.
prime time.
Super busy. Perfect.
Other than that, I'm sure I've done so many embarrassing things, especially when it comes to like, filming stuff. But I really just turned off my I don't give a fuck meter years ago in the gym. I don't know. I feel like I've probably done things and I just don't think they're embarrassing when they probably are.
Well, I'm sure that's less editing you have to do for your YouTubes because you don't care. So you're like, I'll just or TikToks. Yeah.
More out. I should share less, but
I love it. I love how raw and genuine you are. And I think that's what you said. The girls that fuck with you and follow you and are in your tribe and your vibe, they follow that vibe of yours and they get it and they resonate with it. And you just being so authentically you, I think is awesome. And that's why I followed you. And yeah, we really appreciated you coming on today. Is there anything else that you want to chat about or mention?
nothing I can think of right now. I'm just honestly so honored to be here. It is truly my dream to be on a podcast. When you guys asked me, I was like, no way.
Girl, I've had a bunch of girls ask for you to be on the podcast. So I'm glad that it was actually after I already reached out to you. So I'm glad that it's a line that the girls are requesting to hear from you. So they're going to really enjoy this. Tell the girlies if they don't already follow you, which I'm sure they do, but where can they follow you, find you, all of that jazz?
Find me on TikTok at Kenzie Vance Fit. Instagram is Kenzie_Vance. And then if you really want to get to know me, tap into the YouTube, which is just search Kenzie Vance Wellness and I'll pop up somewhere. I don't even know what my handle is. Link in my bio on Instagram, but yeah, mostly TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube, I do a lot. I don't know. I used to overshare a lot on TikTok. I do more of that on YouTube now. More details about my prep and just protocol wise and just my day to day. I share more of it on there. And it's probably my favorite platform right now, honestly, just to, like, share content on is YouTube. But those are the 3 that I'm on, and I don't shut up ever. So
We love it. We'll chat with you all day, every day, girl. Yeah.
I could do it.
Well, thank you again, and have a good rest of your day. We'll just say bye to everyone.
Bye. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you.
This episode is brought to you by WOLKpak, gear built for life on the move. From backpacks, duffel bags, to meal management bags, WOLKpak keeps you ready for the gym, travel, and everything in between.